Squeaker McSqueakvis. You like it or boy?
Hallo julle. Hallo. Pew 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 pew. Dis nie baie veilig.
It like cool. I like it. Oh boy. Hello and welcome to the channel. For today's adventure we're going to continue our exploration of the World War II forts of Port Elizabeth. So far in the series we've covered the buildings responsible for the early warning systems. So now it's time we have a look at the artillery buildings, starting with the Day Battery Observation Post at Brooks Hill. Originally labelled as Humid Hill, this military cluster of artillery buildings were later rebranded to Brooks Hill Military Complex. Die een is toegebaksteen.
Don't be blind, be laughing.
The South African coastline saw more than its fair share of action during the wartime, with the German Kriegsmarine or Navy sending its U-boats down to patrol the waters around the tip of Africa. Most famously, U-504 sinking numerous British merchant vessels off the coast of South Africa, with Port Elizabeth witnessing the sinking of an unarmed Brazilian cargo ship called the Porto Alegre en route from Rio de Janeiro to Durban, which was hit by a single torpedo just off the coast. Lecture room. So look, I'm free. Ready? Ja, we beginnen. Squeaker McSqueakvis. You like it or boy? Veilig?
Ja.
Crazy? Nee, pak maar.
Dis maar net 'n oppervlak. Niks smal nie. Laat ek eers wys. Hallo julle. Hallo Rally.
The goose risking life and limb to show us some of the view that this fort must have enjoyed back in the day, with this area now prime real estate by today's standards.
Mooi.
With this being a battery observation post, it wasn't a mere lookout, but operated in conjunction with the Algoa battery installments in engaging the enemy.
Pew 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 pew. Rally gaan daar so veel treasure uithaal.
As with the fortress observation posts, this building would also be equipped with a depression rangefinder to pinpoint the enemy. That is until more advanced technology became available.
Wonder waarvoor is hierdie? Dis mense wat hier binne slaap hier langs aan. Okay, moet ek op vir jou gooi, lief? 1 2 3.
Thanky. Hello. Although it's great to see the buildings bricked up, it's kind of bittersweet because I really wanted to look inside. Where's Mama? Where's Mama? Maybe there's a door or window at the back that we can get in through. Waarom gee was hier onder? Nog 'n venster.
Ek dink as ons aan die ander kant gaan dan sal ons sien. Ek dink dit was 'n ground level skietplek.
Okay. En dan hierbo is die
Nog 'n
lookout.
level. Ja, ons 3 levels. So okay.
Suddenly I step into a peculiar looking hollow in the ground. There have been numerous rumors of underground tunnels and escape routes through this valley. Who knows, maybe we stumbled across something here. As we round the corner, it's another bittersweet moment. The original doors and windows are all still intact, but they've all been welded shut, which means there's no way of getting into this building. It's completely understandable as there's a lot of evidence of vagrants being in the area, and where they go, vandalism is soon to follow. I try and squeeze my camera into a small gap to capture what's inside. What's the opener? But it's around this point that we abandon the attempt and we move on to the next building. So it's just En die deur is bulletproof vir die plek. That's cool actually.
Ja.
With the advent of radar in 1942, the artillery radar building was added to the Brooks Hill complex directly behind the Day battery observation post and would introduce a new dimension to the war effort. Voel as ek hard genoeg teen die ding staan. The cutting-edge equipment that once inhabited this building has long since been stripped away, leaving only vulgar graffiti. Yeah, graffiti. Apart from the rubbish on the floor and the graffiti on the walls, this bottom level doesn't look too bad. There's only one entrance and it's welded up nice and tight. The door is labelled store, but it is unclear if this was the original function of the room. This is definitely one of the sturdier steel doors that I've ever come across. Still hopeful to find an underground tunnel, I quickly inspect the underside of the staircase. The main entrance to the second floor is at the end of a staircase, but it's been barricaded shut for obvious reasons. This gate's been butchered, repaired and bashed again many times, but it seems to have survived its most recent attempt at entry, which means that we're probably not getting in either. A quick peek around the corner reveals some sponge mattresses that someone might have slept on, and looking straight ahead is the observational room. According to the records, there's a large map on one of the walls inside this building, and although it's been vandalized, I'm curious to see if it's still there. Nee, ook is heeltemal toegeweld. Ja. Hey Goose.
Hey.
Struggling to hide my disappointment, we move on.
Clubhouse.
What I find strange about these places is you have these little rooms that are all in the same building but not connected on the inside. This one's been boarded up with wooden panels and has 2 outward facing windows. This is essentially the room that is underneath the second floor staircase. Someone's removed the lower half of this ladder to prevent anybody from getting on the roof.
Maar ek dink hulle moes hom skoon gemaak het voordat hom toegemaak het. Dink jy nie?
We once again catch a glimpse of the supposed storeroom with the vulgar graffiti on the walls, but from the other side this time. Once again it seems like we're completely shut out of this building, second one in a row. I suppose we could try out some acrobatics, get onto the small platform, lean across and try and get into the opening on the second floor, but that's a little more sketchy than what I'm comfortable with. Next to the road is what appears to be a swimming pool.
Dink hier was 'n swembad, hè?
So after a bit of a disappointing day, I'm sad to say that we weren't able to get into either of these buildings. On the other side of this hill is the Barkens River that runs through Happy Valley, and on the opposite riverbank is the Algoa Battery, the official line of defense of the Port Elizabeth Harbour, and the site where the actual guns were. As we were leaving this area, my eye caught a familiar form between the trees and we had to stop and have a look.
Oh, wow. The fort behind the fort.
Yeah. And to my surprise, there was a third building in the Brooks Hill military complex that survived to present day. Not much is written about this building in the archives, but I think it's safe to assume from its title that this was the communications hub from the Brooks Hill military complex, featuring all the usual camouflage techniques of the other buildings. As luck would have it, the original door is still intact, with window frames preventing anybody from getting inside.
It's a bed geweest.
But unlike the other buildings, the interior is not split up, making it easy to see the layout inside. The Goose finds the rear-facing window with one shutter still in place. According to the records, these jagged corner edges were added sometime afterwards to improve the camouflage of the building.
Hey, Roel.
This angle shows the position of the wireless building in relation to the rest of the complex.
Oh, it's gone opklim.
And just like the other 2 buildings, this building is completely shut out, preventing us from getting inside. That is 3 out of 3 buildings for today we were not able to enter.
Ek kan vir jou 'n hupstootjie gee.
Wil jy 'n rubber heel?
Nee, hy's leer. Ek sien nie hier op die klim nie. Like dodge.
And so the scheming begins. If we can't get inside the building, let's get on top.
Dis nie baie veilig.
Baie veilig wat?
Ja, baie veilig vir mense kan nie opkom.
Unlike the ladder at the radar artillery building, these look pretty sturdy.
A few moments later.
Kyk vir hulle.
Hoe lyk dit?
Dit lyk cool. Ja.
So this roof, although flat, is still equipped with the usual gun holes and camouflage-shaped parapets. No access to the inside of the building from the roof, but this is what we've come to expect from this sort of design.
Ja? Set plat.
Dis amazing. Amazing. Dit is amazing. Hy is in 'n baie beter toestand bo as daai ander een.
Dis 'n bak.
Jogash.
Ja. Oh, lighter. Passion something. Ja, vind. Oh boy.
Is dit 'n
Ja.
nice.
This is why they try and keep vagrants out.
Oeps.
No joke.
Ja. Hier is jou se wapen.
Kyk net hulle hierso. Kom met hulle hierso. Hoekom is hierso trappies? Dink jy hulle was bang? Hæ? Hoekom?
Ek kom boor te klim.
Rarig.
With Rolly ready to go home, it's time to get down.
Okay. Klim uit mooi. Liefie, asseblief moenie val nie. Oh, my. Ja, nee, ja. Yes. Hoeveel dink jy was waar voort?
I don't know. Take a look at this curious ventilation system, where the path into the building is always staggered and never in a straight line. You can just make out the inside of the building through that angle. There are 3 outward-facing gaps that meet up with 2 inward-facing gaps through this manifold inside the wall. Leave a comment if you know why this was done like this. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed this video, you can support my channel by hitting the like button on this video. And if Forts of Port Elizabeth is something that excites you like it does me, you can hit the subscribe button so I can let you know when future videos come out. Lastly, I love reading the comments guys, so please drop me a comment. I promise I'll reply to everyone, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.